Hey guys, it's Tania, and I am going to share with you how my overall 4-month Invisalign journey experience was. Before I jump into that, I'm clearly outside. It's Thanksgiving weekend, and I'm at my parents' house, and I decided that I wanted to film outside because it's really one of my favorite quieter nooks at their house. But because I am outside, you may hear a little bit of wind and other outdoor noises like birds, so I hope it's not too distracting. Let's go ahead and just jump into my journey. So it's safe to say with my Invisalign journey only being 4 months long that my imperfections were more on the lighter side. They weren't really significant, but I decided that I wanted to go forward with the journey anyways, because I knew that over time that my dental issues would only become more problematic and more expensive, and this is what my dentist recommended. So I was like, why not? I did do a first video when I first started Invisalign, and I share more about how my journey was starting, and I also go into detail about like the cost and everything. This video is going to be more results driven in how my overall experience was and whether or not I recommended it. So if you want to know more details about the cost and all of that, I highly recommend you watch that first video. But here's the thing. Our teeth in our mouth are always shifting. So if you don't have or didn't always have dental imperfections, it's likely that you can get them later on down the line. And if you have some issues now, it's likely that they could become more problematic. So if you have the opportunity to tackle it now, sooner than later is always kind of the better thing to do. My dentist insurance did cover a good portion of it, so my out-of-pocket wasn't too bad. So that's also an option for those who have dental insurance. Let's talk about like my final Invisalign appointment, because the things that happened there were not at all what I expected. So what I knew was going to happen at my final dental appointment was that I was going to get my dental attachments removed. And basically, your dental attachments are like this dental super glue that they put on your teeth. It's kind of like a glob of dental glue that they put on your teeth, and it's so that your Invisalign aligners are very snug and secure on your teeth. They're like gritty to the touch. They're unappealing. So at that appointment, I was basically going to get them shaved off and removed. Now, I don't really exactly know what tool they use, but they use kind of some kind of like a saw tool to kind of remove it. And for my teeth, it was like the sensation was far too much for me to handle. My teeth had like, the sensation was just very uncomfortable for me. It felt like if you had sensitive teeth and they put something like super icy cold on your teeth, that's what it felt like. So they did have to numb me in order to get the attachments off. When they numb you, they get a Q-tip of some, I guess, numbing ointment, and they go ahead and apply it across your gums. That's been applied. They will then get like a needle of numbing agents, and they will inject it. So I got 8 of those. I got 2 on this side, 2 on this side, 2 on my bottom one. And let me tell you, it was so uncomfortable. While I didn't feel like the pain necessarily, I still felt like a very uncomfortable sensation when they injected the needles into my gums that it made me quench. I can feel the needle going all the way up here when they injected it, so it was very uncomfortable. After that, they of course proceed to remove the attachment, and all is well. At that same appointment, my dentist showed me where I started and how much progress I've made in my journey. And there's like kind of like a heat map that shows what teeth experience the most progress during your journey, and what it looked like then and what it looked like now. So they'll do additional scans on your teeth at your final appointment just so you can see the overall progress. And yeah, it did its job. So I was probably at my appointment about an hour. Then afterwards, because I had numbing agents, I couldn't really move my mouth much. Like I could talk, but I couldn't feel my mouth. They felt like a pair of balloons, but they they looked perfectly normal. It's just I couldn't feel my mouth at all. So that was weird. It took about maybe like 4 to 6 hours for that to completely not to wear off. And after it wore off, for about the next couple of days, I felt the pain from where the needle injection points were when they applied the numbing agent, and that was pretty painful. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say maybe a 4. So it's not extremely painful, but I can tell nonetheless, like, oh, these were the injection points, and I was able to feel them even days after the final appointment. Now, overall, how did I feel about my Invisalign journey? I felt like it was effective. I won't say that I enjoyed it. I did not necessarily enjoy wearing my aligners 20 to 24 hours a day, but it did its job. It wasn't that bad after the first couple of weeks. I stuck with it. I was committed to what I was supposed to do the entire journey, and for that I got the results that I was hoping for. Now, at your final appointment, you will also get your retainers, and after your Invisalign journey, you have to wear your retainers for the rest of your life, pretty much, because you have to keep, again, your teeth are always shifting, and that retainer just helps you retain that new placement of your teeth. You don't have to wear for 20 to 22 hours like you would while you're on your Invisalign journey, but your first month, my dentist told me that I would need to wear them at least 12 hours a day the first month, and then after the first month I can just purely wear them at night. So what I did the first month, I'm in my second month now of being off the journey, but in my first month what I did was I get a good 8 to 9 hours of sleep a day. So I wore my Invisalign trays at night, and then I wore them for 3 hours when I woke up. When I wake up, I usually jump right into, like, of course I'll brush my teeth, brush my retainers, put them back in my mouth, get dressed, work out, and I pretty much have like a whole routine before I even eat. And by the time that I eat, I take out my retainers and I don't worry about putting them back into my mouth until I am preparing for my bedtime routine of brushing my teeth before bed and showering and all that other stuff. So it fit more seamlessly into my lifestyle. And of course, when you went from wearing them 20 to 22 hours a day to only having to wear them for only 12 hours a day, that's just so much easier of a process to do. Now I'm at a point where I just have to wear them at night, and I do that, and yeah, no issue. But yeah, I totally completely feel like the process worked. It was worth it. Again, throughout my entire journey, I followed it to the T. If I was supposed to wear it 20 to 22 hours a day, I did just that. I pretty much only took out my aligners when I would eat or drink specific type of beverages. Now, what does your retainer look like? How does that differ from your aligners? They look pretty similar, but your retainers is a little bit more of a harder, thicker plastic, where your aligners are more like a thinner type of plastic, and it'll probably a little bit more flexible as well. That's pretty much the only difference. It's practically the same. But yeah, you guys, that is pretty much how my complete total 4-month journey went. I'm glad that I did it and I went forward with it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had. If you are considering Invisalign, let me know, especially if you're considering it in comparison to like the other type of similar programs out there. If you're in the middle of your Invisalign journey, let me know. I'm curious to know how it's going for you so far, how long your journey is. And I'm also curious if there's anybody who did do Invisalign, followed it to the T and everything, yet did not get the results that they were hoping for. But yeah, that's all I had. Until next time, bye.